I know I say this all the time, but it just keeps being true. Every time I think I've seen the most retarded video reply ever. Somebody comes along to be declared the new champion. The video that I did just the other day on the fact that it's now illegal to criticize Israel and California, and that you are inherently anti Semitic for questioning the state of Israel and its genocidal policies. This guy put up a video reply. His response to this happening is, "You're fat. You need a treadmill. Your penis is small." That's basically what's required. This is like some butthurt Israeli screaming and wailing about this. It's absolutely laughable. It's like, Mao killed millions of people because, of course, whenever there's a civil war against a dictator, it's always the fault of the people resisting the dictator if they're a communist. And of course, if a weather pattern that happened repeatedly throughout Chinese history, even before Mao was born, causes a famine, it's still Mao's fault, and Mao killed millions of people. It's stupid. And this is actually coming from an Israeli, a people who are literally carrying out a genocide against Palestinians. It's laughable. And then claims they carried out a genocide against Tibetans. Based on what? Tibetans rose up against the Dalai Lama during the revolution. I mean, very few of the Red Guards actually made it all the way to Tibet. I mean, it's just stupid, and he's claiming a genocide while his fucking racist, hate-filled country is actually carrying out a genocide. It's stupid, and then goes, Mao destroyed holy sites. Were there some excesses by Red Guards who were rebelling against the feudal order and the religious order behind it that were repressing them for centuries? Yeah, some of them went too far and smashed things. It wasn't a policy. In fact, Mao had to write policies to protect religious sites, as opposed to this Israeli scum whose country is going around demolishing mosques. I mean, this is a stupid argument. It's completely retarded. And then he goes and claims Mao kidnapped people and made them soldiers. Since when? Like, this is, I'm like an expert at slanders against the revolution in China, and this is the first time I've ever heard that. I mean, he literally just made this up right now. It's absolutely pathetic. And then turns around and says, Mao, this guy idolizes Mao and his ideas. Uh, yeah, Mao Zedong thought. As opposed to someone like him, who idolizes what? Abraham? A guy who never existed, whose entire country is based on the premise of things that never happened by one of those phony holy books? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. He's following the words of a guy who never existed, as opposed to me, who follows the political and economic philosophy of a guy who led the biggest and greatest revolution of all time. It's just stupid. And then tells me to stop BSing about Israel. Hey, butthurt Israeli, get over it. You're a genocidal country. Your country is a fraud. It's illegal. It breaks the law. And even then, here's a good point I'd like to make. Mao was able to lead the rebels on the long march that was 6,000 miles, and they did it in 13, 14 months. The exile out of Egypt, which was about 263 to 300 miles, took 40 years. You have no sense of direction whatsoever. I think the whole exodus out of Egypt thing was just a little bit made up. But to conclude, this was like the worst video reply I have ever seen. It was one gigantic ad hominem attack with just a few hypocrisies sprinkled in. It was actually really funny.